In the last installment of the Standard Bank Top Women series, Terry is joined by Janine Golofelo as well as the winner of the prestigious Standard Bank Top Woman Award, Natasha.
Ladies, thank you so much for joining us today. We're so excited at the opportunity to celebrate you women and us as women all together. So thank you for making the time. We had such an incredible and inspirational conversation earlier in the Top Women series, and I thought it would be great to continue that conversation. Before we kick off, I'd like to say that we're so privileged to have the Top Business Woman of the Year for 2020. Natasha, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So Natasha, let me start with you. What has your experience been as a woman in the workplace?
So if we look at a young girl going into corporate, it was the same challenges I think every woman experiences, which is you got to raise your voice a lot louder, bang your feet a lot harder. You got to work double hard, burn the candle at both ends. It was challenging. Now, I'm enjoying it. I feel very privileged to work in a company that believes in its DNA that women and men can do it. It's all about aptitude, mindset, and capability.
Janine, what's your experience been?
Well, I mean, if I start with where I am now and maybe just picking up on what Natasha was saying, I feel very privileged to work for a company like Standard Bank that has been so deliberate about placing women in leadership roles.
Yeah.
What has really shown me in an environment like the bank in the last 10 years is you can be your authentic self. You can still bring who you are,
True.
stand up, show up, and excel.
Yeah.
You don't have to pretend to be somebody else.
In as much as, I guess to Janine's point, the bank has been quite deliberate and intentional in ensuring that women are brought to the table. There are sound, impactful succession plans in place, talent pipeline that ensures that women are put at the forefront of not only leading business units, but also of leading the organization. And you would have seen that with the recent appointment of our first female chairman of the board.
So Kolo, then I'm going to start with you on this one. In our respective industries, what do you think can be done for gender equality and women empowerment or development in South Africa?
Each and every single organization need to be a little bit more deliberate and intentional around ensuring that there is effective and impactful programs that are put in place to ensure that there is a gender balance, there is gender equality, and that women are actually incentivized to develop and grow within and across the corporate ladder. It makes it easier for women to lead when you have an able team, when you have a team that is actually able to carry through whatever the objective is. And I believe in so doing, we are able to position women to not only be able to carry themselves, but to carry others as well and pay it forward and make sure that it is a very favorable and positive environment for women to grow and thrive.
There's magic in having this kind of conversation. 25 years ago, this was not possible with a senior leadership grouping of women sitting together at a table. So having that conversation, and then I'd say vulnerable conversations as well at that, right? That we don't have it all together, we need a lot of help, we need support, I think really helps to open the conversation.
It's beautiful, thank you. Natasha?
FedEx is very intentional about equal opportunities between men and women. In fact, we take it one level further and we say talk about diversity and inclusion. Right. Because, you want to create a balance between men and women, but there's other facets that need to come into play as well. And you need to be very conscious about it. Women development sits with us. Take Standard Bank out of the equation, take the corporates out of the equation, it sits with us. We own it. That's what I believe. I believe we own it. We own it and we owe it to future generations because that's where the change is.
All right, Janine, so for the next question, what would you change about the misconceptions or preconceptions about women in leadership?
The fact that we might always need to be serious, I think is a misconception, particularly in a leadership kind of environment. I have got a lot of energy, I've got a lot of fun, I smile a lot, I joke around a lot, and that is okay for a woman in leadership.
I believe, honestly, a lot of the misconceptions and preconceptions come from women themselves. Right?
Oh, yes.
We almost create these obstacles and these barriers for ourselves. I agree. And I always say this, it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
And I think it's important for women to have fun.
Absolutely.
Have fun.
Yeah.
You know, laugh at yourself. Have fun doing what you're doing. Because if you don't have fun, where's the passion?
There is also this perception that, you know, you got it because you are a woman. And I'm saying, no, I didn't get it because I'm a woman. I got it because I've actually put in the time, put in the skill.
Correct.
I'm actually competent, right? And that perception needs to change, especially in leadership, to obviously bring in a different lens.
Kolo, the most critical question for me. What is your superpower?
Terry. Superpower. I would say two things. Charismatic and relatable. I believe that I do have the ability to really just influence people and just relate with a broader audience, a diverse audience for that matter.
Okay.
And then in terms of reliability, a lot of people find me approachable.
Yeah.
You can see you smiling.
Yes.
They find me relatable.
Yeah.
And I'm really able to engage at different levels.
My 10-year-old son would love for me to say my superpower was the dab, because I get it wrong all the time. I like to say my superpower was jumping off buildings and being able to fly like Superman and call myself Supermom. But honestly, my superpower on the personal front, well, actually, holistically, my superpower is my husband,
Yeah. Wow.
my mom, my dad, my kids, and definitely the people that are helping me on a daily basis keep my house a home.
Sure, so my superpower is being able to fall asleep in 5 seconds flat.
Love that.
Which probably comes from very busy days and remembering multiple schedules, including my own as I go. My second superpower has got to be that I get things done.
Nice.
So I'm in the trenches, I work with a team, I don't expect anybody to do anything that I'm not willing to do myself.
Yeah.
And I get things done.
Okay. What is your vision for the South African workplace, let's say, for the next 10 years? And then adding to that, what is your single most important thing to do to realize that vision?
So for me, you know, I think in the next 10 years, what I would love to see is for us not to be talking about male-dominated environments.
Yeah.
I would love to hear the story about how transport and logistics is the environment of transport and logistics and not a gender-equated space, right? That's something I'd love to do, and I'd love to see, as part of that, women taking on the challenging roles from the beginning, aspiring for the challenging roles from the very beginning as well. And I believe the single most important thing that helps us to get there is, again, by us being us and being able to model what that can look like and picking up those challenges for those who come after as well, to have something aspirational to look forward to.
Nice.
Yeah, very nice, excellent.
Natasha?
In 10 years' time, when we have a conversation, it needs to be a conversation about equal opportunity for the right person, for the right job, with the right caliber and aptitude. That's the conversations we need to be having. Our daughters need to stand shoulder to shoulder with anybody.
Absolutely.
We ourselves are standing on the shoulders of other women, of other leaders that went before us. And for me, I'm saying, let's pay the school fees now so that our kids do not have to pay the school fees.
Ladies, thank you. This was such a beautiful conversation. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I have.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Thank you again for allowing us to celebrate us women. Thank you.
This powerful conversation brings to an end the Standard Bank Top Women Series. A big thank you to all the women who have joined in on the conversation and shared their amazing and inspirational journeys as female leaders in South Africa.